I've had a number of people call me about various aircraft for sale that had Peterson conversions. And while they all had Peterson conversions, some, were advertised as Katmais or Kenais that weren't really the right configuration. So consequently, I want to go over just a brief rundown of the various models we've built so you can decide for yourself exactly what you're looking at. The first airplane we built was a Wren 460, easy to spot, full span, double slotted flaps, Wren's teeth, good airplane. They were all built with a 230 horse Continental. We did a few in the later years with the IO 470F, the 260. Nice airplane. You have to be careful with weight on the nose because they tend to land flat, so bigger engine conversions can kind of cause an issue. From the Wren, we went to the 260 SE, and this was probably from the late 80s to the late 90s. The 260 SE utilized the nose-mounted canard from the Wren and our IO 470F engine. Now, these were done under separate STCs, so at the time we sold hundreds of IO 470F engine upgrades for Skylanes. We call them a Super Skylane. At the same time, we did a few, but not many, canard installations on stock 230 horse engines. But for a 260 SE, that configuration requires a nose-mounted canard and our IO 470F engine. Then the 260 SE then developed into the Kenai. And the Kenai is a relatively newer aircraft, and the Kenai is the same as the 260 SE, same nose-mounted canard, but we upgraded from the IO 470F engine to the big IO 550, the 300 horse engine for the Kenai. So a Kenai has our nose-mounted canard and our IO 550 engine. We also started out in the early 2000s with the Katmai. And on the Katmai, the first Katmais came out with the nose-mounted canard, our IO 470F engine, 260 horse engine, extended wings, Wing X product, and bush wheels. So there's a few straight Katmais out there, but the Katmai rapidly evolved into the King Katmai when we upgraded to the big IO 550 and the Katmai for better performance in the mountains. So a King Katmai has to have our nose-mounted canard, our IO 550 engine, wing extensions, and usually bush wheels, although like this airplane, there's a few Katmais with the small tires. The issue we've seen is there's some airplanes out there, say with our nose-mounted canard, with another engine of some kind, advertised as a Katmai when it isn't. What it technically is a Skylane with whatever engine's in there and our canard. But it's not a Katmai or a Kenai for that matter. So you just have to be kind of careful to make sure that the configuration of the Katmais, Kenais, and 260 SEs have our canard, but they also all have to have our engine. I'm sure the other airplanes are nice, but they're not Katmais or Kenais, and that brings you up to speed on the various models that we built.